Hello, RoahmMythril here once again, doing a bit of an updates and announcements video, also some quality testing here, and in the background gonna be playing some Hades, so let's get right to it. Before I get to the updates, I am going to go ahead and set up this run, make sure of what I'm doing and all that. So, yeah. So my personal goal right now is trying to complete a run with every aspect of every weapon. Right now, the bow, Coronacht, is experiencing Dark Thirst. That means if I use it, I get extra goodies during the run.
Coronacht?
So the one aspect I've never actually used is Aspect of Hera. Your cast loads Bloodstone into your next attack, firing on impact. Bloodstone drop time, 10 seconds. Okay. Okay, press A to load Bloodstone into next attack.
That bow's got a different sting to it.
Okay, and then it just automatically implants the Bloodstone when it hits. And I can double up on it. Interesting. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. And I am equipped with a conch shell because I do want to run into Poseidon. So let's see. I need 5 heat for new bounties, and I have that set. So, I have extreme measures, meaning the first boss is going to be a bit different, benefits package, meaning armored enemies will have perks to them, and routine inspection, meaning I don't have the last 3 aspects of the Dark Mirror. But those perks are ones I don't really use too much, so I'm okay with that. So, let's start.
On to business then.
Gonna go ahead and get my first perk, and then we'll move on to updates. And it is indeed Poseidon. Go ahead and give him some
I
nectar.
salute you, Uncle Poseidon. Your strength and confidence inspire me, and you accepted me as part of the family without question. It means a lot.
Oh, nephew, but you needn't shower me with offerings and praise, you know. I have no need of showering at all. Not when I have the sea itself to do with as I please.
Well, good for you. Okay, still have more to go on him. But now for the boon.
I sense you have in your possession that fine shell I sent you. A little gift plucked straight out of the sea. You keep it close so I can better track you down.
And we have Floodshot. Technically not the best boon I could take right now, but it is the one I want. It affects my cast, which is going to work well with this bow, and I also need it for some combo boons I'm still missing. So, let's go for it. Okay, so, like I said, updates and announcements. First off, I do want to apologize again for how long it's taking to get the extras for Secret of Evermore completed. A lot of it, honestly, is kind of burnout. It is the sort of thing that I've experienced before when working on the extras for certain projects. Notably, it was a problem I had while trying to work on the chip library demos for Battle Network 2, where it just got kind of draining. Wasn't really fun, that sort of thing. This is a lot less strenuous, though, and something I do still want to do. It's just sitting down and making myself do it is all. Overall, it shouldn't be too bad. It's just kind of getting around all the stress that I'm currently going through. For example, the tropics just will not calm down. At the time of recording this, we have yet another storm that's coming in through the Gulf over the course of next week. So that's a bit of a thing. So yes, I am keeping an eye on that. We'll have to see how that goes.
You've encountered, dear cousin, again and again you have never yielded. I must admit, your strength of will is quite inspiring, for even I have doubts from time to time. It's all the clearer to me why the goddess Nyx spoke so highly of you.
Okay, what's Athena got for me? Yeah, Athena's Aid is probably my favorite call in the game, gives you temporary invincibility and lets you deflect attacks. Very useful. And we get to go visit Chaos. Yeah, my apologies. It is a bit of a talky game and everything, but I am going to try and get this done during this. Okay. I mean, I'd rather not have to deal with taking damage every time I attack for a few runes. That, on the other hand, could be useful. We'll go with this. Just try and not take damage for a few runes is all. So yeah, times have just kind of been stressful the last few days. For about a week or two now, I've been struggling with insomnia again, so that's always fun. A lot of it's centered around having bad dreams about just how much I miss members of my family, and they've been rather recurring, so, yeah, not fun. But I've been doing my best to get through it and all. The main problem, though, that's been in the way of actually working on things, and part of why I'm doing this video, is I had to replace my headset. The one I was using, I got about, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, and, I mean, it was a $20 headset. You get what you pay for. It's all I could afford at the time. Thing is, the plastic casing, it was starting to crack. The connecting cables, they were largely held together by tape, and that just finally gave way, and it just all kind of fell apart. So, yeah, I had to get a new headset. That just arrived today, and so part of why I'm doing this video is to test the audio quality. I did a quick test recording over on WavePad. It sounds fine to me, but I want to see how this sounds in a finished video. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Just tell me in the comments how it sounds to you. Hopefully it's good, and hopefully we can move on with this. If this all sounds good, hoping to actually get some work done on the Evermore extras soon, really get going with those. Obviously, there is a lot of work to do there, demonstrating all of the alchemy formulas and all of the call bead spells. But it's one of those things, if I just sit down and make myself do it, it shouldn't be too bad. It's just doing that, making myself sit down and work on it. Especially when there's a good number of just games I want to sit down and just play by myself for fun and everything, Hades chief among them. I've had this game for a while now, and it's just really fun. I've been enjoying playing this. I do enjoy me a good roguelike sometimes. And this is very much a good roguelike. And you, sir, are a problem. As are you. Stop hiding. But yeah, my overall favorite aspect of the bow is Chiron. That one is really good. Basically, after hitting an enemy with the normal shot, they're kind of targeted so that when I use the special shot, the spray of arrows, all the arrows home in on the marked enemy, and that's just really fun. But we gotta work with what I got. This really isn't so bad, though. The shot loading thing is interesting. So another thing I wanted to discuss in this video, a lot of people have been asking what's going to be the next project now that Secret of Evermore is reaching a close. The easy answer would just be continuing with Let's Vote 2. I do, after all, still have 2 projects left on that, Star Tropics and Adventures of Lolo. And there is actually something that I want to do with Adventures of Lolo, though that would require me knowing how to do ROM patching, which, I don't know how to do that. there's a fan patch out there for the ROM that turns it into a fan-made version of a Lolo game that was never actually released outside of Japan, I don't think. It's kind of a prequel game where you solve some puzzles as the Princess Lala instead. And so I've never played that, and it would be kind of fun to mess with that. But I'll have to ask around with friends, see if anybody knows how to do ROM patching, and see if I can get that sorted out. You guys are being problematic. However, there is another project that I do kind of have in mind that I want to try. A bit of an experimental project that could also double as a Halloween project. And so I wanted to talk about it in this video, gauge fan interest.
I'll just take that.
Basically, what I'm thinking of doing is what I'm going to refer to as a forced blind run of Castlevania 2. By that, I mean I have actually played and beaten the game before. I feel like I remember as a kid I actually really enjoyed Castlevania 2, but I don't know how much of that's nostalgia goggles, quite possibly a lot of it. But the thing is, I do remember seeing a lot of people saying they didn't care for Castlevania 2. And the most common reason I see associated with it is that they say it's kind of a god-dang-it sort of game, and that a lot of the in-game NPCs, they'll try and steer you in the wrong direction, they'll give you false information and purposefully mislead you. I don't remember a lot of that happening.
Please, Lord Uncle Zeus, accept this gift of nectar in your honor, though it is such a pittance in comparison to all the generosity you've shown.
Very pleased to see a show of such respect and admiration for your uncle, Zagreus. You'll go quite far here on Olympus with an attitude like that. Not everyone's as mannered, nor as wise.
Okay, I just want to see what I get from Zeus here. Still a bit to go as far as raising affection with him. What you got for me?
Brave daughter Athena beat me to you this time, has she? No matter. With her blessing and my own, you shall be nigh unstoppable.
All right.
Let's see. Yeah, lightning strike. I love chain lightning. It's always a favorite power of mine.
Strength.
And we can fish.
Come on, you knuckleheads.
Wait for it, wait for it.
Come on up. I win this round, fish.
Alright. So yeah, I honestly don't remember being misled that much when I played Castlevania 2 as a kid. And I did beat the game as a kid.
You cannot escape.
Though I did have Nintendo Power, so that might have helped. I honestly don't remember, though I felt like I played through the game again later in life, and still beat it without too much trouble, so it's hard to say, really. And so I kind of want to experiment and see just how far I can get in the game before it does become a god-dang-it problem. I want to see how well the game itself kind of guides you through it. And so to do this, what I'm going to do is I'm not allowed to do anything in the game unless something guides me in-game to do so. I feel like this could be an interesting experiment, so I want to see how much people would like to see me do this. It's something that, since I have played the game before, you can't really spoil me on it. But you can maybe help me if you see something, just a hint that I missed or something. I think overall it could be an interesting project to do. So yeah, just if you think it'll be good, just tell me in the comments what you think. And it is something that, it's Castlevania, so it kind of has a October vibe to it, so it could count for that. Still haven't really had time to practice on the Waylaid Halloween projects, unfortunately. Also, just still not really sure how exactly I want to get Shattered Memories back on track, because that game in general is just kind of a weird one. And the way in which that one broke down is also very strange. The fact that the ending I was going for is broken specifically in the US release of the game. So, yeah. Still kind of sorting out how exactly I want to deal with that. Resident Evil, it's just a matter of practice. I don't really have a good setup right now in my room to where I can set up the PS2 to work on that.
Thank the gods.
It is still something that I do want to return to eventually. Just a matter of doing so. Such is often the case.
Numbskulls.
Could really use some health items right about now. Kinda got roughed up a bit going through the Cursed Chaos gave me. At least that's expired now.
Okay. You're mine.
Yeah, Floodshot definitely works well with this bow.
Which way?
Let's see. Could be useful. From experience, though, this one's pretty good. I think I'll just go with Flurry Shot.
The deadliest bow of all.
Makes it so I can fire a lot faster, and that means I can get Chain Lightning out a lot faster as well. But yeah, at this point I feel like I've gone through most of what I wanted to talk about as far as updates and announcements, so let's just enjoy the rest of this run.
My sisters and I, we've had a chance to talk and we have come to an agreement, Zagreus, as you can see.
Ah, right. Extreme measures. Kinda forgot I had that active. I've never tried this before.
Megara, Tiss, you ready?
Murderer.
3 against 1. Doesn't seem all that sporting now, does it?
Or each well past the need for any sport. We'll kill you, whatever it takes. Your knees, no.
Alrighty. That's new. I'll take those back, please. Summon Skelly for a distraction.
I didn't summon you.
And maybe not land right in the spike trap.
I don't mind if I admit a few things.
Yeah, this is getting crowded fast. But we're almost done here. We made it.
Fine, and then
The others flew off.
Okay. Some gemstones and some Titan blood. Delicious. Titan blood is used to power up your weapons, so that's always good to have on hand.
Well, Father.
And I can buy some life essence. Good.
Broke out of Tartarus.
Since I only had the extreme measures up to level 1, I think that's the only fight where I have to worry about that. But yeah, I guess talking a little bit more about the Castlevania 2 project, what I plan to do is familiarize myself with the instruction booklet. That's all I'm allowed to look into because that's all that came with the game itself. From there on, anything else, I'm only allowed to do what the game itself tells me to do. It's weird. I don't remember it being as misleading as people claim it is, and that could just be nostalgia goggles / Nintendo power. But I mean, I did beat the game back in the days before you could just go online and look up a walkthrough. So, I feel like the game has to do a good enough job of helping you through it. I could be completely wrong. But yeah, if that seems like an interesting project, just let me know. I kind of hope it does sound good and that people do want to see it, because it seems like that could be fun.
Darkness.
Let's get some gems.
You dare?
But yeah, also just let me know how the quality on this headset sounds to you guys. Because, like, to me it sounds fine when I've listened to playback and everything. But, you know, interested in getting input and how audio levels sound, if my voice is good enough compared to the game audio. Which, that too has been a weird thing. Is trying to adjust the volume on the Elgato. When I play it through OBS, it doesn't matter what I set the volume to, it's just always the same level, so I had to turn down the volume slider in OBS itself, and yet the game audio is still the same level, it just records at a quieter level, so it's very weird. But you work with what you have. Also, for those wondering, the new headset that I have, it's a Razer Kraken. It had the kind of hookups that I wanted, the separate jacks for headphones and mic. That's just what I prefer working with, and this had that. Also has a sturdier overall construction from the looks of it, so that's good. Really about the only quote-unquote failing on it is it didn't come with any kind of a filter for the mic, it was just left bare. So I cannibalized the pop filter from my old mic, and it seems to be working okay. Let's see. May as well see if I can get anything good from the shop. Aphrodite. Alright.
Why not?
More life gain or damage reduction? Or special inflicts weak? That's actually not bad. I don't have anything on my special right now, so let's go with that. I don't really want to spend any more money on those. So, let's go.
You two again.
That is one thing with this build on the bow, is I keep forgetting to load the bloodstones. Also hard to tell if just loading them all into one shot is really the best way to go about it, but it seems to be doing the trick so far.
In the name of Hades.
Boons with knockaway effects deal bonus damage to bosses, and that would include the cast. Yes, please. And I can fish again.
I'll save you from the magma fishes. Fish. That's one more fish for me.
Alright.
Lucky find.
I think according to the in-game fish decks, I'm only missing one fish, and it's found in Chaos's realm. So yeah, I haven't had any luck with that one. Let's get these back. That does feel very strong. I can appreciate that.
Right there.
There's one thing I really love about this game is all the weapons, they feel so appreciably different on their various builds. I like that. Let's see. I'm running out of uses for nectar, but I really need a lot of darkness. Let's go for that. Darkness is used to power up and activate passives at the Dark Mirror in Zagreus' room, so those are like permanent upgrades, so those are definitely good to have.
Set. Easy.
Oh, we got Medusa heads flying around here. That's always a problem. At least since I have the bow, I can hit them while they're flying over the magma. That's a bit of a problem if you're using one of the close-range weapons. I think I'm closing in on the end of this floor, so let's go check out the shop again. Okay, could get an Athena boon, but I also do want some health here.
Thank you, mate.
Don't have anything on my dash, and being able to reflect on dash, that can be pretty useful. But yeah, I do tend to like roguelikes like this, so I may sometimes just want to do one-off videos with them.
Hiss. Skelly, don't think I'm supposed to.
So the problem with calling in Skelly as a distraction is you can hit him too. But enemies seemingly will always prioritize aiming at him, so as long as you can keep him active, he does serve as a good distraction. Unfortunately, my chain lightning's going for him. I seem to have misplaced a bloodstone somewhere. It may actually be in Skelly, come to think of it. No, there it is. Okay, Skelly is down. But he did good work for me. Go ahead and load up the Bloodstones. Go ahead and use Athena's Call. And now basically I don't have much to worry about.
And don't come back. Sure.
Okay, second floor done. But yeah, I do have a number of roguelikes I enjoy playing: Binding of Isaac, Hades, Robot Named Fight, so I may want to do kind of one-off videos with them sometimes, just like kind of filler videos, just have fun with it. They're games I don't know how well I could do them in true LP format or whatever, like an ongoing project, but I'd have fun doing videos with these occasionally. It's the sort of thing that, if I could do live streaming, I'd probably occasionally dedicate streams to these sorts of games. Okay, I could go for a Hermes Boon. I haven't had one of those this run yet. Let's do that. This is the floor I tend to dread the most. Enemies here are a thing. The boss of this floor is a thing. Can at least try and inflict weak so they do less damage.
Time for a boost.
You know that saying, "Don't be hasty, boss"? That comes from me, I swear. A little way to stave off competition masquerading as the wisdom of a sage. Those stupid mortals will buy anything.
Well then, how do you really feel? Quick reload could actually be really good with this build. Given the options, I think, yeah, that's what I want. Anything else in this room? Doesn't look to be. Let's go grab a little bit more darkness. The good thing about grabbing darkness is I have a perk that makes it so that whenever I claim darkness as a room reward, I also gain some max health.
Ready.
So that's quite useful. It's not a huge amount, but it does add up over time. I do feel like overall the bow is my favorite weapon in the game. It just has a lot of really fun builds.
Some of Charon's wares.
We can top off. May as well get another Hermes Boon if you're going to give them out like candy.
It's him.
Oh.
Why, hello, Zagreus. I only have a little time until my next assignment, but
This shouldn't take too long.
So if Thanatos shows up, you have basically a competition. Who can take out more enemies before the other, before the room is fully cleared. And you actually get a max health up if you win, so it is worth trying to beat him. Which, so far, I'm doing a good job of that. Okay, I am really enjoying this build so far. It's actually doing a pretty good job of taking out enemies on this floor quickly, which is a very good thing. The enemies in Elysium, they mean business. And we win. Alright. Extra health, and a Hermes boon.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Let's see here. Out of these, Hyper Sprint is really good. So, yeah, we'll go with that. Can be really good for quickly getting away from enemies. Very useful, that.
You seek the champion. You must confront me first.
So yes, the boss of this floor is actually a 2-in-1, and this is half of it. You can encounter him as a mid-boss along this floor as well. Beating him here is actually really good because it means in the final boss fight for this floor, he'll be at lower health.
Not yet.
So yeah, pretty useful if you can manage that. The one thing I'm not sure of, since technically he's part of the boss of this floor, I do kind of wonder if my boon that makes it so that knockback effects are more powerful against bosses, if it counts on him while he's just a mid-boss. Kind of wonder about that. He's still not to be underestimated. But we've almost got him. May as well use this. Yeah, that went pretty badly. Probably should have called Skelly for that.
In the name of Hades.
But I only have one call left for him. Let's see. Charging up the God Gauge faster is probably the best option I have here. Means I can use the Athena call faster.
Out of my way.
Ah, ran into a trap. So that's one Death Defiance gone. I have 3 of those. Which essentially means instead of dying, I revive with a smaller amount of life. It's very easy to overlook some of the traps on this floor.
Next.
This is the one problem the shield or the bow has, is the shielding enemies. Easily some of the most annoying enemies here on the Elysium floor.
You can't stop me.
Didn't have what I really wanted, but recharging life is still
Should be
good.
useful.
I was really hoping for the Kiss of Styx, because that lets you recharge a lost Death Defiance. Okay, I'm going to re-roll one of these rooms. Darkness, between the two, it's at least something, but let's see if we can re-roll to something better. I have 2 re-rolls. A key, that would give me another re-roll. A nectar would actually power up one of my boons. Let's go with that. Oh, we have these. At least I can rapid fire. Yeah, these just try and run into you to do damage. Yes, exploding fiery chariots. They're not so bad if you have a long-range type weapon. If you have a close-range melee weapon, then they're a thing. The butterflies are also a thing. Because they just keep coming. Can use my spread attack to at least thin out the swarm a little bit. Better to just be done with them as quickly as possible. Heartbreak Flourish powered up. Not bad. Okay, can get an extra power on the bow itself. Let's do that. Now, one good thing is traps can hurt enemies as well, so, for example, the big arrows being fired up there, enemies are in danger from them as well. So that at least works a bit to my advantage. Conch Shell has leveled up, nice. What do we got?
Time to mix up my style.
Attack fires 2 shots side by side but reduced range. Hold special for a charge, basically. Point blank shot. That's actually not bad. Let's go with that. It doesn't affect my range any, but if enemies are closing in too much, I can do more damage to them. That sounds useful. Could get 2 boons, but the problem is, for a moment, I have to anger one of the gods. But overall, that is a useful thing to go after.
I have to pick a side.
Between the two, I find Aphrodite to be the more annoying one to upset.
Dearest, if my perfectly developed senses are correct, then you appear to be quite smitten with a little gorgon that you've met down there. Why, that must be adorable, if rather strange.
Hey, don't judge. So let's see. I mean, that's really good, but it would take away my chain lightning, and I'm enjoying that way too much. And chain lightning is actually really helpful on the final floor, so I'm just gonna go with damage reduction.
I'm all worked up.
Unfortunately,
A senseless, punishable choice. But if you wish to face the consequences, so be it.
so yeah, we have to deal with Athena helping the foes in this room.
I aided her, I guess.
Which basically just means she's going to shield enemies. Which overall isn't too terribly bad.
Sorry.
Thankfully, I can still use her call. Okay, she shielded the enemy, so I have to wait for that to wear off. That wasn't so bad.
I'm satisfied we understand each other better now, don't we? What do you say we carry on and get you from this place?
They really want me to get rid of Chain Lightning, but I don't wanna. This would recharge my lost Death Defiance, though, so that's good. Also, I restore a bit more than usual now from that, so yes. Pretty sure we're closing in on the end, so let's see what's in the shop. More max health, an Aphrodite boon. Money. Kinda think I want both of those.
Here's the fee.
Let's see. Okay, that only affects chamber awards, though, so getting this and then buying that heart, that won't have an effect, I don't think. Bonus weak damage would be nice. Let's go with that. That's 30 darkness. It's not a room reward, though, so it won't give me max health up. Meh. I'll pass on that. And now for my least favorite boss in the game.
Care for a rematch?
Come, Hellspawn, and get destroyed by the two greatest fighters in Elysium. What is the matter, fiend? Is your weak
Wasn't quite shielded. I thought I was. Alas, I was incorrect.
no holding back?
Generally, you want to kind of hide behind these barriers so that the spear won't get actually launched at you. And you kind of want to take down Asterius first. Theseus gets really annoying later in the fight, and you really don't want to be dealing with both of them at the same time. didn't mean to do that. At least Skelly lasted long enough to let me get rid of Asterius. A good thing to know about Theseus is every time he launches a spear at you, he will immediately start walking away from you and thus making himself vulnerable. So, good way to get in a counterattack. He hasn't gotten to the really annoying part of the fight just yet. Here we go. Okay, he's summoning the power of Ares. Not one of the worst ones he can summon. But yes, he'll have that power for the rest of the battle. Where he can just have that happen. There are some that are a lot worse. Let me just grab those real quick. Just getting those out of your way, man. That's all.
This is absurd. I'm empty.
Eh.
I do not fear you, fiend. Your presence is a stain upon Elysium.
Oh, shut up. Ew. Nope.
Set.
Almost have him down. Ares got me.
Blast.
Well, you're almost down. There we go. Almost made it through that.
That'll do.
Yeah, this fight was a roadblock for me for a long time and still feels like the hardest one in the game to me.
Showed them who's boss, didn't we, Shade? Hope you enjoyed the show.
So still have 2 Death Defiances at least. And there's always the chance I can replenish the one I lost. To be on the safe side, we are going to switch trinkets. Because the Lucky Tooth, that gives me essentially another Death Defiance. So I usually switch to that for the final floor. No Kiss of Sticks. But yes, we are on the final floor now.
The edge of Father's realm. Shiny.
Money. It's the best 3-headed boy.
Should stock up for the road ahead.
No Athena boons that I can buy. Because there is a second Athena boon that you can get in a run that also restores a Death Defiance.
Which tunnel?
None over here either. Oh well. Let's get more max health.
Hi.
So yes, the rooms on this floor, they are very cramped, and that's why chain lightning is a great thing. Not so much if there's only one enemy in a room, but I'll take it. But something like this. Next. So enemies on this floor can poison you, which is always annoying. My, things have gotten busy. Ah. If you get poisoned, you have to find the nymph fountain in the room and restore yourself that way. There we go. I don't know if poison can outright kill you in this game, but it's still problematic any way you look at it. Okay. Let's go after a Zeus Boon. Because there's a power I still don't have that could be very handy if I can get it. To make my chain lightning a little more useful. There we go. Also just holding on to money right now in case I find another of Charon's fountains and can buy a Kiss of Styx. It's expensive, but very useful. Stop spitting at me, it's disgusting. Did no one teach these satyrs manners? I keep hitting the wrong button. I can't summon Skelly anymore. I just wanted to use Athena's power.
You like that, you gods? Olympus, I accept this message.
Yep, that's the one I want. Static discharge. With that, if I hit an enemy with an electric attack, they become jolted, which means the next time they make a move, they take damage. Very useful. I can get away with buying something over here. Something cheaper, anyway. Max health or another Zeus Boon. What you got for me, Zeus? You knock foes away there struck by lightning. Not bad. Not bad. Technically, I could get away with buying this too, actually. As long as I still have 200 gold. That's enough for me to buy a Kiss of Styx if it shows up. I may as well go for the last available boon here. The smaller rats, it's hard to see them attacking you. They do it so quickly. And so that's what this is. That's what this path is going to all be, isn't it? Ah, that's the wrong kind of fountain. That's not going to have a Kiss of Styx for me, unfortunately. All that is I can sell off some of my boons, but I don't really want to. I'm happy with what I have right now.
A satyr sack.
Okay, we found the exit. Basically, this whole floor is about finding a bribe to get Cerberus out of the way, because we don't want to hurt the goodest boy.
I'll just tuck that away. In the name of Hades.
Attack and special are strong the first 10 seconds in an encounter. That's not bad. That's not going to be useful at all at this point in the game, because we're almost out. Unfortunately, all I really have left to deal with is a boss, so I don't think slam damage applies. So we'll go with Hydraulic Might. And we'll drink some satyr wine. But with that, we can go fight the final boss.
Check the other passageways before I...
And I just heard the alert that there's a fish in the room. Fish!
Got it. Just a gun.
Right then. Technically, I could go do the other paths just for some extra goodies, but eh. I feel like I'd take more damage than would be worth.
Joyfully, the Hound of Hell accepts another satyr sack.
I owe you one, boy.
Cerberus annihilated his appetite. So, let's go.
I'm back, Father.
I wonder, boy, who's going to kill whom this time around.
Unfortunately, even through deflection, you can't really turn his powers against him. You can just keep them from affecting you. Which, hey, that's still good. Was too busy firing. Didn't get out of the range of that. But I am doing a lot of damage to him quickly. Really, you're calling chariots on me? Kind of a lot happened there. Okay, let's thin the herd a little bit.
You'd not have made it here without Olympus, boy.
That's funny, you wouldn't be here without Olympus either.
No, stop. Blast you, boy.
Blast you right back.
I do love the writing in this game. It's just really fun. It's the kind of thing I'd be tempted to do a full LP of this game somehow, but I don't really know what the format would be or what the end point would be. Because, I mean, there is a lot to do in this game depending on how much you want to do. I kinda want to save that for now. Maybe that was a mistake. I still have 2 Death Defiances, though. And there's more to this fight than just the first face, which was why I wanted to save my call. Don't mind me, just gonna hide here for a moment. Gotta pick those up again. Wasn't behind my hiding spot. But I don't want to go home. Wasn't quite where I needed to be. For anyone wondering, I don't think you can deflect his laser spread. Or if you can, I haven't figured out how to do it. Best just to hide from that. My friends and I have taken to referring to those jars as the Mountain Dew. But we're invincible again, so let's finish this off. Wait, something still got me for Death Defiance? How'd that work?
Coming back, the same as you.
I'm honestly not sure what happened there.
This again.
There. In my father's name.
But we claimed victory, and so that's aspect of Hera down. I have thus cleared the game at least once with every aspect of Coronacht, so yay. Gemstones, Titan Blood.
They're even stronger now.
Don't think there are any fish out here for me right now, unfortunately. And that's the end.
Beyond this point lies such a horrifying fate that we had better speak no more of it for now.
Yeah, sadly, Zagreus is always doomed to die anyway. I mean, how else is he gonna get back to the House of Hades?
I'm counting that one as a victory.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was. So, yeah, that's where we're going to call it, a successful run of Hades, and I think I talked about everything I really wanted to otherwise. Just why things were delayed a bit, testing quality of the mic, and the possible upcoming Castlevania 2 project. So yeah, with that, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think of all of that in the video description, or the video description. Yeah, someone type in that. The comments section, I mean. Let me know what you think of all that, and I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well. Coronact is fun.